Tyler Reddick has done something no NASCAR driver has done in nearly 40 years, winning 5 of the first 9 races in a single Cup Series. The last man to do it was Dale Earnhardt in 1987, and he went on to win 11 of 29 races that year on his way to a championship. So the question being asked across every garage, press box, and living room in motorsports right now is straightforward. Is Tyler Reddick the most dominant NASCAR driver of this generation? To answer that, you have to look at everything. The historic wins, the Michael Jordan factor, an ugly legal battle, a viral controversy, and a contract that just locked this story in for you. This is the full picture of what has become the most talked about season in NASCAR in decades. It started in February at Daytona International Speedway. 2311 Racing had never won the Daytona 500 before. That changed when Tyler Reddick, driving the number 45 Toyota, executed a last lap pass to take the checkered flag and hand the organization its first ever Daytona 500 victory. It was the kind of win that resets expectations, and that is exactly what it did. Reddick didn't stop there. He followed that Daytona win with a victory at Echo Park Speedway in Atlanta, then crossed the finish line first at the Circuit of the Americas. 3 races, 3 wins. In doing so, Reddick became the first driver in the 78-year history of the NASCAR Cup Series to win each of a season's first 3 races. That is not a stat that requires context to appreciate. It stands entirely on its own. Then came Darlington Raceway, and this one arguably said the most about who Reddick is as a driver in 2026. Early in the race, mechanical issues forced him down pit road. He spent a stretch of that race running without a functioning cooling system in intense heat. By the end, none of it mattered. Reddick pulled away from Brad Keselowski by nearly 6 seconds. In a series where margins are usually razor thin, a 6-second gap is not just a win, it's a statement. Kansas Speedway delivered the 5th win, and it came in the kind of finish NASCAR fans. With less than 2 laps to go, Reddick got into the wall while racing teammate Denny Hamlin for a caution brought the field back together for overtime. On the restart, Kyle Larson moved to the front, but Reddick tracked him down. On the final lap, he made the pass and took the win. Stand back and look at the numbers. 5 wins, a 110-point lead in the standing, a 5.0 average finishing position across 9 races. He is the 4th driver in NASCAR history and the first since Dale Earnhardt in 1987 to win 5 of the first 9 races of the season. Earnhardt, for reference, went on to claim his 3rd Cup Series championship that year. Here is a detail that has taken on a life of its own through the first stretch of the 2026 season. Michael Jordan, co-owner of 2311 Racing, has attended 6 races so far. Reddick has won 5 of them. The only race Jordan attended where Reddick didn't win was Phoenix. I mean, you can't really discredit that, Reddick said when asked about the pattern. I mean, it's been pretty successful. I think the only one we didn't win for him was Phoenix. After the Kansas win, Jordan made no attempt to hide his excitement. This kid is on fire, Jordan said. I don't know if I can cool him down. He is unbelievable. Unbelievable last couple laps. I'm proud of the whole team. What makes that Kansas race moment even richer is the timing. The Daytona 500, the race that started all of this, fell on Jordan's 63rd birthday. He watched his driver win the most iconic race in the sport on the same day he turned 63. As he later put it, when you win, it's always fun. Right now it's fun for everybody at 2311. Me being here and being able to see all the wins, I am so happy for. I just think we need to continually build on this, without a doubt. The turnaround from 2025 to 2026 cannot be overstated. In 2025, 2311 Racing's 3 drivers combined for a single win across the entire season. That's not a bad year by some standards. It's a difficult one by any standard. To go from 1 combined win across 3 cars to 1 driver alone accounting for 5 wins in 9 races is a shift that demands explanation. Reddick, the team, and the organization have clearly found something that is working. The celebration at Daytona was supposed to be a moment of pure joy. 2311 Racing had just won its first ever Daytona 500, and the onstage festivities included the team, the family, and co-owner Michael Jordan. Then a clip circulated on social media. The footage showed Jordan interacting with Reddick's 6-year-old son, Bo, during the celebration. Some viewers watching the clip online drew conclusions that spread quickly across platforms. The backlash gained traction fast, and it pulled one of the most recognizable names in sports history into an uncomfortable public narrative. Sports analyst Stephen A. Smith addressed the situation directly on his show, defending Jordan without hesitation. You should be very hesitant to impute the integrity of certain people who are as accomplished as much as MJ, Smith said. He went further. It's a kid Michael Jordan loves like it's his own kid. It's a kid he's known for years. Smith then noted the full context of the moment. Today is his 63rd birthday. Just won the Daytona 500, playing around with a kid while his father was standing right there. And that's the kind of conclusion we jumped to? I saw the video. It's a non-story in my opinion. Reddick himself addressed the situation publicly, and he was clear. From my perspective, I've gotten to know Michael and his family very well over the years I've been here with 2311, and I don't see what other people see when it comes to this. His representative also shut down further questions. Both parties had spoken. The story faded quickly in the face of those direct, unambiguous responses, and the focus returned to where it belonged, the racing. To understand the full picture of 2311 racing in 2026, you have to go back to 2025, not just for the poor results, but for what was happening off the track. In 2025, 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports filed a lawsuit against NASCAR over the sports charter agreement. Charters are essentially operating licenses in NASCAR. They guarantee entry into races, a share of prize money, and long-term stability. Racing without them creates financial pressure and institutional uncertainty that extends to every level of an organization. For most of 2025, 2311 raced without those. The financial hit was real, and the instability stretched across every race week. By December, the lawsuit came to an end through a settlement. The terms reportedly included a financial payout, permanent charters for the teams involved, and a stronger voice in how the sport is governed. On paper, it looked like a significant outcome for 2311 Racing. Then Reddick won 5 races in 9 tries, and a segment of NASCAR's fanbase started connecting dots that may or may not be connected. The theory being circulated is that 23's sudden and dramatic performance improvement is too immediate and too large to be coincidence, that the settlement may have produced more than just financial and structural concessions. It is worth being honest about what this is: speculation. NASCAR has always been a sport where dominance breeds suspicion. When one team finds speed that others cannot match, rumors follow. That dynamic is part of the culture. What is not in dispute is that Reddick is being scrutinized more closely than anyone else on the grid right now. Reddick was asked about it at Talladega, ahead of the Jack Link's 500. He smiled. "It is weird to be in this spot. I will say that," he said. "There's certainly a lot of noise out there, a lot of speculations, but for me, it's easy to not get caught up in it because we know what we're doing, we know how we're doing it when we've been successful with it. So, yeah, I feel bad for those that are tired of it." He then brought up 2025 directly. "I found out last year it's really hard just to win any race. And so for us to put together like we have and start the year strong, like it's hard to do, but we're really thankful that it's happened. And certainly I think with how last year went for us, at no point are we like, we're good. I think if anything, we're hungrier now than we were to start the year to just keep after it and keep winning races." On the morning of the Jack Link's 500 at Talladega Superspeedway, before a single lap had been run, Tyler Reddick sat down with the Fox Sports pre-race broadcast and made an announcement. "We've got it done. We're going to be here for a while, which is really exciting," Reddick said. "Obviously, this place has meant a lot to me since I got here. The success we've had, it's been incredible. Just really proud of everybody at 2311 Racing. Looking forward to what's ahead." He signed a multi-year contract extension with 2311 Racing, keeping him behind the wheel of the number 45 Toyota for multiple seasons beyond 2026. "I'm going to be continuing my future here at 2311, he told Fox. "Excited to have that all done and be able to continue building on what we've done. So I'll hopefully be here for a long time." Denny Hamlin, who co-owns 2311 alongside Jordan and also competes as a driver, shared details of the deal on his podcast. He left little to the imagination. "Happy to get that done. He's going to be here for a very long time. He deserves everything he gets. He's performing at a very, very high level. He's got a 100-point lead in the Cup Series. He's just kicking A." Hamlin also confirmed he led the negotiations and didn't hold back. "I was in charge of this one. My man got the bag. I look out for my guys. He's buying dinners, I can assure you that." Former champion Kevin Harvick weighed in simply. I hope he got paid. He deserves to get paid. Harvick also pointed to the organizational impact of locking in a franchise driver. I think that puts them in an even better position. The fact that now they can get ahead of the sponsorship, they can start to get all their team guys locked in, knowing that Tyler is going to be the driver of the car. He added, "It is an endless amount of opportunities that it created. Everybody is in a better spot with Tyler under contract." The ripple effect was already visible. Rockstar Energy, which had been out of NASCAR for a decade, announced a partnership with Reddick in 2311 Racing for select races in 2026. The company first began talks with 2311 at Daytona, right before Reddick won the race and started his historic 3-race win. Their first primary appearance came at Talladega, with Reddick locked in long-term. The full 2311 lineup is now settled. Reddick drives the number 45, Bubba Wallace the number 23, and Corey Heim is expected to replace Riley Herbst in the number 35 car next. Talladega Superspeedway is a place where anything can happen. In the Jack Links 500, everything did. Reddick was involved in the big one, the mass crash that is as inevitable as the banking itself at that track. He then hit the wall again later with a tire issue. 2 separate incidents, a 14th place finish. And yet, when the points were counted, Reddick extended his championship lead to 110 points over Denny Hamlin, who spent much of the day off the lead lap after a pit road speeding. Ryan Blaney, caught up in the big one, now sits 140 points back in third. Bubba Wallace, Reddick's teammate in the number 23, is having a markedly different 2026. He currently sits 12th in the standings with just one top 5 finish through 10 races. At Texas Motor Speedway during practice ahead of the Worth 400, Wallace's car snapped around on him in turns 1 and 2, sending the Toyota backing into the outside wall. He was forced to start Sunday's race from the rear of the field. "This is Texas. It's treacherous," Wallace said after being released from the infield care center. "I was wondering if I got too high, but it looked like I had a decent arc, felt a little loose, but then it just came around so fast." Meanwhile, Reddick qualified on pole position for the Texas race. With 75 points available per race, his lead is large enough that regardless of what happens in Texas, he is mathematically guaranteed to remain the championship leader heading into the following week. What 2311 Racing has built in 2026 carries implications that extend well beyond one season. The organization now has stability on every front. Permanent charters secured through the legal settlement, a franchise driver locked in for the long term, new sponsorship arriving, and a points lead that would require a dramatic collapse to surrender. The playoff reset is still coming. NASCAR will reset the standings after 26 races, with 16 drivers advancing to compete for the title over the final 10 races. That format means Reddick's current dominance does not automatically translate to a championship. When the reset happens, the margins compress, and the pressure intensifies in a way the regular season simply cannot replicate. But the baseline of performance Reddick has established in 2026 is undeniable. 5 wins in 9 races, a 110-point lead, a 5.0 average finishing position. The only driver in nearly 4 decades to achieve this. Michael Jordan has brought visibility, investment, and cultural reach to a team that now competes at the very top of the. The lawsuit that created instability in 2025 has been resolved in a way that gives the organization long-term structural. The debate about performance versus perception will continue. In a sport where dominance breeds suspicion, 2311 Racing will be under a microscope for every race result, every inspection, and every strategic decision for the rest of this season. That scrutiny is the price of winning it. The real question now, the one that will define whether 2026 goes down as simply a great regular season or something more, is whether Tyler Reddick can carry this form through the playoff reset and deliver 2311 Racing its first NASCAR Cup Series champion. Can anyone stop Tyler Reddick in 2026? Based on everything seen so far, nobody has come close to an answer.